Where would you like to go first, Toaster? Given all the expanse of the options.
It's convenient that they've presented all of these options to us in my favorite format for criticism. A list. We should pick the first one.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Or...
What? What a plot twist. So the first betrayal in the story was Keith betraying me.
Yeah. I pretended you had a choice, like a visual novel.
Oh, no.
There was a set of stairs leading down from the ground floor, descending into almost pitch black. How much latex is down here? I fumbled forward, wandering and reaching around in search of a light switch.
That's the secret. It's all latex.
It's completely coated in latex. Suddenly the light came on. Oh, neat. I stopped my sentence midway, suddenly feeling a presence watching me. As I turned to look, a set of hands landed heavy on my shoulders, making me squeak and tense up. The latex. Ooh.
Oh, no.
The sound I made wasn't manly by any stretch, but as I turned around to look at Tyson, he seemed to be amused enough at my reaction, despite the daggers I was glaring at him. Ty! What? You scared me. Yeah, and it was hilarious. Didn't think I'd get you that good. I grumbled, rubbing my face. You're terrible. I bet you turned the lights off on purpose just so you could jump out at me. Me? Nah, never turned them on. Night vision's good enough to see down here, fine. We're including animal facts. People have biological animal powers in this setting. It's one of those. The longer I looked him over, the more I noticed that he was trying really hard not to squint. And he looked a little dazed. And you totally didn't just blind yourself to scare me either. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, there's not much to do down here. You can go back upstairs now. How would you know that you never turn the lights on? No. I want to see what's down here. You've been down here a while, I think? Alright, because of his night vision. Sorry. I'm dumb. Sure. Fine. Whatever. Go nuts looking. Or you could just tell me what's down here? If that's a problem? There's a gym. Only thing worth mentioning anyway. I look around, tied to the other doors leading off. There's no way all of these just lead to a gym and nowhere else. Just a gym, huh? Well... I gestured over his shoulders to the one door that looked different to the rest. It was big and looked heavy. But beyond just being a different door to the others, it just looked out of place down here. Probably best if I show you. Come on, pup. Distressing weird door for later.
Submarine exit hatch.
Yeah.
Terrifying monster vault.
Some kind of fucked up terminal. It's also like another, just like the main room of the mansion, it seems like intentionally distorted. It's just nothing about the way that it's laid out overall quite makes sense space-wise. It's weird. The room beyond the door was a fairly small one. The main features of it were really just a large door opposite where we came in. If the door we came through was odd compared to the others, this new door was another magnitude more strange. It even had a keypad next to it, as if wanting a combination to even open. What kind of room even is this? Beats me. Looks like a bank vault from a TV show.
No, it doesn't. This doesn't look anything like a bank vault. What?
I don't own a TV. Even has that keypad on it. Wants a combination, and nothing I put in gets it to work. Not that I tried hard. The beeping got on my nerves. I've got mesothelioma. It was just stupid.
That was the deepest. No one who didn't have cable in 2004 is gonna know what that is.
I wandered closer to have a look. It seemed like a functional keypad and letters prominently displayed on a lot of keys with numbers and symbols and much smaller print over them, much like a computer keyboard. Well, at least we know it's a word, right? I guess. Don't know how many letters, and fuck knows if it's just random letters at that. Oh. Pressing the same letter over and over to see if it capped out got me nowhere. Not even an incorrect sounding noise, given I hadn't pushed the confirm button. Wow, you weren't kidding. It's just a door. Like, one that requires, like, you know, a password. This is the plot door. It's where all the plot is.
You see, you have to go in with wristbands that add up to the number
No,
of the password
no,
on the door.
no, no. In order to open this door, you have to enter the entire Navy SEAL copy pasta with perfect punctuation. It's just a door. No telling what's on the other side, and frankly, unless it's a buttload of gold we get to keep, I don't care.
Solve the epitaph.
I guess so. I looked at the door again, eyeing the keypad. It couldn't hurt to actually try, right? Maybe... The lion devouring the sun. Much like what Ty had said, this thing just wasn't going to be a simple thing to open.
I wonder what happens if we input the correct password right here.
Break the game. Just
yeah.
X3 nuzzles. I looked back at Tyson, who seemed to not be paying attention. Nope. What? You're zoning out? Only thing I care about down here is the gym. You have fun with the door, Dave. What? Don't care about me too? That's a new face. You stop that, fucking brat. I poked my tongue out at him, thinking about the gym. You know, Sal might want to use the gym too, so at least you have a gym partner. He's into wrestling, right? Can't I just lift weights in peace? It's not like you had a gym membership back home. Nah, you just let me in sometimes while we were at work. Hey, I had an employee pass. I wasn't going to use it. Yeah, it shows. Hey. As I huffed, Ty laughed at me. Sure enough, a smile crept up onto my face, having been affected by the laughing. So, what's the plan now? Probably do weights until it's time to eat. The rest of the house doesn't interest me all that much. Not even a little? I'll look around later. Well, okay. Don't worry, I'll be fine. See you at dinner, though. We're here for a whole month-long vacation at a mansion, and his first thing to do is to walk into the darkest room and stop and just stay there with the lights off.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
what a creep.
It's just bizarre behavior. I followed Tyson back out into the basement proper and watched as he continued straight into another room, presumably the gym. Just gonna not finish looking around? Okay. As for me, I detoured and wandered back upstairs, pondering what I should do next. Huh. Okay, Toaster, now you can genuinely make a choice.
I've decided to pick the second floor so that we go in ascending order.
Whoa. That would be satisfying, wouldn't it? if we stuck
It
to
would
that.
be great. It would be great to go to slowly mark them off.
As I made my way up the stairs, I could hear some people talking amongst themselves about how they were finding the place. When I entered the room, Haas and Roswell turned to me, flashing me a smile each.
There you are, Dave. This place is pretty ritzy, huh? Oh, that was Haas. They have like the same color name.
Yep.
Pretend I read that in Haas's voice.
I had the same issue with Dave and Sal having almost the same colored name and voicing both of them.
They even have a conservatory.
What?
It's like a glass sitting room.
It's like a room for hating gay people.
Oh no.
Oh, neat. Where is that?
Dave, you're standing in it now.
I caught Roswell snickering to himself while I looked around the place. Neat?
You can't hear how good the acoustics are in here? It'd be great for doing some lines. A room made of glass? No. What? What? Have they ever been in a room? The room would be like all shrill echo. What? Acoustics. This room isn't even the coolest thing on this floor. There's a museum too, or I guess it's more like a trophy room. Has a bunch of books though.
Bunch of themed rooms where things might happen.
I wonder if we'll find a candle stick in the conservatory, and it was used to kill Professor Plum.
Oh.
Because they're all the rooms from Clue.
And Plum has the 2 number watch. Oh no.
Yep.
What are we gonna do now? Us and I had met at the start of the year, an aspiring actor if there ever was one. Rumor floated about a failed TV star moving into the neighborhood, but I never expected, well, anyone like him. The day I ran into Haas, I remember it being a little confusing, but I apparently had good energy as far as improv was concerned, even if I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. As for Roswell, we met as kids. Was real into magic tricks, even if his tricks didn't always work. Still, there were just some things he was able to pull off that I couldn't figure out, and that was magical enough for me. Now he's just into the occult stuff. Not really sure why, but he finds it interesting and torments Orlando with it every now and again.
Imagine if they had a skeleton on display. What kind? Any, really. Dinosaur would obviously be ideal.
What, so you can compare to Sal or Orlando for scale?
Hey, it doesn't have to be a dinosaur skeleton. Although now that you mention it. There's also a library up here too. One of those big ones. Looks like it might go across a couple of floors, but I didn't really check. And a small study too.
This place has everything, huh? Wonder why they needed all these things. Who used to live here? Wondering, like, what set of 18-year-olds would be really excited about? Like, they have a study!
Yeah, no way. Don't ask me, I don't know. Hold on, so this isn't one of your folks' houses or a relative of yours? Well, they could be. I didn't really pay attention to the details. My parents did most of the organizing anyway. I'm so confused. I thought they won the trip.
Yeah, I really thought that they'd like won a sweepstakes or something at the beginning. I thought there was like something that said something along those lines at the beginning. We were both sure of it.
Did we make this up? I
don't know.
Did we slip into a parallel universe? I'm confused.
Okay, but surely you remember whose house this is.
I was just so excited. I didn't really think it'd be that important to commit to memory. We know it's Hammond's house. That's what it's literally called.
Yeah, you don't know who Hammond is? We know who's... Yeah, it's not a mystery whose house it is. You just don't know who that is, apparently. Why... I guess he's just excited to spend time with his friends, because otherwise I'm like, why are you so excited when... It sounds like you're just always well-to-do, and this is normal for you.
Yeah, you're just always excited about everything. Besides, when you get told you can spend a month at a mansion as a vacation, all expenses paid, how much do you really need to be worrying about details if it's organized by your parents?
I'm just... What? Like, if they were 30 and they had careers and they get like an all expenses paid vacation, that would be really appealing. But if you're 18, a lot of people that age are already have all expenses paid as a life, just as a concept so far, and aren't used to having to pay for things. But if you're the specific guy who's well-to-do out of these characters, you're the least likely to have ever had to deal with costs to begin with. So I just
realized how insane this is, though. Like, a group of what is this, 5, 6 Hoss, Sal, what's his name?
They're just all showing up at a mansion without really knowing what's happening.
Yeah. So there's like 6 of them. They're 18.
Yeah.
Can you imagine giving 18-year-olds unlimited money in an extraordinary wealthy person's mansion, a bus ride away from where you are, alone?
And they're all gay.
Yeah, this would immediately blow up. Why are they 18? Just make them older. What's going on?
I guess. Still, maybe there's something around that tell us whose place this is?
I like started to read the line and then just the words didn't come out of my mouth. That was just really strange. My brain totally lost track of what it was doing for a second. Well, we could ask the butler. He was expecting you, so I'm sure we're allowed to be here. Yeah, come dinner we'll know.
Haas sighed, shaking his head and running a hand through his mane.
Well, I'm gonna keep looking around, I think. Me too. There's still a few places I want to look at more thoroughly. What are your plans, Dave?
Dunno. Might go find the others. Might go take a nap. Not too sure yet.
Well, okay. You know where to find us if you get bored. With a place this big, I might start looking around somewhere else.
Alright. Worst case scenario, I'll see you both at dinner?
Sounds good to me.
I know it's functional dialogue for just kind of tracking what's going on for the player, but and it's like common enough for video games in general to do this and so on. So it's not a huge nitpick, but I'm just so amused by how this friend group checks in on each other more than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
never
how are you
once.
feeling, but also like, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you right now? What are you up to right now? Where are you going to be next? like detailed information, like they're trying to catch the Among Us.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like they're going around and just checking.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of funny.
You did a medical scan, huh?
It's funny because, yeah, like when I think about vacations, especially like with groups of friends, like people are not prone. This is one of the reasons why like life isn't very good at having a narrative, but like people aren't prone to do check-ins like this. Like people don't act like a player character in a video game running around a hub world checking in on all of the characters that are standing around to see if they have any new dialogue. Like that's just not a thing that people do. If you are in a new place, I'm just gonna walk the audience through what I would do in this situation. The butler said to find a room, so I'd go find a room. I would probably sit in the room quietly, unpacking my stuff for like 20 minutes. Maybe I'd browse Twitter for like 20 minutes.
Lay on the bed.
Claim the bed, lay on the bed. I don't know, like take a leak in the bathroom. Maybe take a shower, like a really long shower if it was nice. And then like 2 hours later, I would wander downstairs into some sort of common area and see if my friends are around. And if my friends aren't in the common area, I'll just sit my ass down and just wait. I'm not gonna go into every room being like, hey guys, just wanted to check in, see how you were doing. Oh, this is a conservatory? That's fascinating. No way, man. I got a phone. I got a timeline to check up on. Like, I ain't gonna be talking to none of those people. There's zero chance. So it's just funny. It's a thing that you see happen in visual novels a lot, especially because, as you said, like, they need to get people to care about the characters, and that you need to eke out every piece of exposition as you can possibly afford to in order to characterize people. But like, it does end up feeling like, I mean, like, literally we're going up a list. Like, we're just like, it is interaction time. I am wandering around to check in and see who is sus.
I'd probably just dump my bag, use the restroom, and then just kind of like wander aimlessly, just getting a sense for like the dimensions of the space, because it's just a weird new setting. Yeah. And then just get pulled into something at some point. But there's a certain, like, it's the Phoenix Wright mode where like everybody's like standing around waiting for you to acknowledge all of them individually kind of situation. It's just funny
exactly.
It's funny in the context of like relatively, like, this isn't really a criticism. It's just like just acknowledging the funniness of just like, here's our friend group, here's how we interact. This is normal behavior. Please give me detailed instructions of the next 3 places you will check. I headed back to the foyer, looking over the banister before taking the stairs down, thinking about what I wanted to do next. We're outside.
Great.
Wild card.
You ruined it.
Yes.
You ruined it. Look at you, monster.
Yes. Now
this
the best
is
you can pretend you were trying to eat in from the outside like a gobstopper.
Oh no.
At the back of the foyer were doors that led out into the backyard. Even as I approached, I could see through the windows that the place was surrounded by woods. Trapped woods with wolves. Non-anthro wolves. Even stepping outside, the mountain air hit me hard with how it was fresh and clean. It smelled earthy and pleasant, reminding me of Dean outside of his normal honey scent. Speaking of, reminded me of Dean because Dean's here. It's pretty great, isn't it? I blinked, having not noticed Dean and Sal standing nearby. Much like me, they seemed to be just taking things in, but Dean approached me, putting an arm over my shoulder. Got a greenhouse out here, too. He pointed out a structure off to the side, which looked more like a garden shed made out of wood and glass.
Now that you brought it up, that like teenagers aren't going to be walking around excited about like a conservatory, I'm like genuinely trying to imagine like a frumpy plaid wearing, kind of husky 18-year-old being like, it's a darn fine greenhouse. What a nice gardening shed. I've never even heard of what Roblox is. Like, it's just not, I just don't imagine. It's very, very hard to see these people as like 18-year-olds now.
Greenhouses are kind of neat, just as a concept.
Yeah, they are. But like, normally you go into a greenhouse and look at what's in the greenhouse. You don't stand there being like, mighty fine construction here on this. Like, what 18-year-old do you know who's walking around the outside of this grounds being like, yep, those are some good landscaping. It's just not.
Yeah, no, it's you can see the mechanics at play where they're kind of like, we're going to introduce this list of rooms because they're going to come up later. Seems to be the point.
Yes, exactly.
Which I was especially primed for when we immediately found a password door on the first place I checked. I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah, no, they're setting up the Clue Mansion right now is what they're doing, and we're probably going to find out that there are secret passages that lead between them, and that's how this person killed this person or something. But it is just funny to imagine the set dressing juxtaposed against the mechanical needs of the narrative.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I talk about like ludonarrative harmony and dissonance and stuff like that in regards to narratives, where it's like, yeah, you can make any setting in any story with any set of characters and make it work. But then it just comes into question why you're picking certain things and the reasoning behind it narratively if your mechanics are also not aligned with those things. So it's very funny to see these characters characterized like, you know, these like super worldly like teenagers who really care about, you know, a conservatory, how fancy. And then this one out here is like, damn good yard work. It's just like it's just very silly.
Well, it said they're all from the anime club, so maybe the creator's just a fan of anime, and a lot of anime stars high school students just like exclusively. Like,
oh yeah, sure.
But that's mostly because the target audience is that age, and the target audience of this game is not. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I just think it's funny to. I don't even think it's the animeism of it. It's just like a narrative conceit thing where it's like, as you said, they need to introduce all the rooms, so they have to also characterize the people while also giving information about the map. So the characterization becomes very utilitarian because it's assigned to this narrative need, so to speak, this like mechanical need of the story.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, how do we introduce the greenhouse? Well, I guess we have the gruff traditional bear talk about it, and now it's just a character trait of his, and he's interested in the greenhouse.
Like, damn, check out that 92 greenhouse. It's Chrysler,
yeah, exactly.
92 Chrysler Jeep greenhouse. Slaps top. You can fit so much green in this thing.
It's just very funny. Like, I mean, it's just, and when you think about it, it's like
there definitely are ways, and we've played games that do that, where like you can technically organically introduce all of these locations as like side comments throughout naturalistic dialogue, but you have to like really decide that's what you're going to try to do, because that would be a project if you wanted to sit here and list them all. Whereas I guess
exactly.
this is kind of like a quirk of the writing of like they felt the need to set up at the beginning, I have a notebook, this will probably come up later, and that very much sets up like, okay, we're going to like kind of just signpost, we're going to start just sort of listing the things that will, so that they're just in play and we're aware they exist, and then we can just start playing with the things.
Yeah, you have to signpost and get everyone on board with what's going on and stuff in order to make the audience primed for what will happen. So I get it. None of this is complaints. I want to be very clear. None of these are complaints. It's funny to imagine the world.
It's funny when you very transparently can know what's happening.
Yes.
Unless they immediately just walk. None of this makes sense. We just walk straight through an isekai portal into a different world the moment that they finish setting up this location.
The house burns down tonight, and the next 30 days or whatever take place on the woods. It's real. It's all just, it goes full Yellow Jackets from here.
Yeah. You know what would have really helped with this? What really would have helped right about now would have been a greenhouse, but
exactly. I was gonna say,
guess this
flash
hole
forward to
do.
them 15 years from now, being like, "I'll never forget the events that night that played out in that greenhouse."
We're looking at the cast; they're all 50, and 3 of them are missing, and we don't know why yet.
Exactly.
Everybody watch Yellow Jackets; it's really good.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets is great.
An absurd show; it's great. I haven't had a proper look inside yet, but whatever's growing in there seems to be faring well enough. Do you want to, you know, in there?
Yeah.
Thinking Dean's motion, Sal pointed to a massive green on the other side of the backyard.
Hedge maze. Seems big.
Someone's gonna get murdered in there.
It's The Shining.
No sooner were the words out of Sal's mouth that both of us looked to him. He was grinning happily to himself, mouth open as if readying himself to make a lewd comment, as he was prone to do, 'cause it's big. But it didn't come. Sal rolled his eyes and moved his attention elsewhere, leaving me to move Dean's focus elsewhere. So, Dean, remind me, your family's in the lumber business, right? That's the gist of it, yeah. This is our family uniform. It's plaid. One side of the family, at least. Figured I'd go into it too eventually. What, and old Smokey's fine with that? Wait. His grandfather's Smokey the Bear? That's what... Oh my god. Gramps used to be a firefighter. Wasn't much for the logging business, but understood you need wood to build houses. Dean's grandfather wasn't the Smokey Bear, but that's what we called him. Being a firefighter and a bear just makes that nickname kind of stick. Not that his grandfather said anything to dissuade us from using the nickname anyway. How is he these days anyway? He's good. Whole family is good, really. Don't get to talking to them a whole lot these days. You know how it is,
Wait
yeah?
a second. I just realized something.
What?
His grandfather isn't actually Smokey the Bear. That
No.
implies, though,
That there is a
that
Smokey
there
the Bear.
is a real Smokey Bear in this universe.
Yeah, that means there still is a Smokey Bear.
It's genuinely funny. What in the world?
This is also another line of dialogue that makes me feel like they should just be older. I know we're saying it too much, but, you know, don't talk to the family much anymore. You know how it is. I'm like, aren't you graduating high school right now?
Yeah, you're 18, dude.
Don't you live
your
with
family
family?
comments on your Facebook posts. Like, what are you talking about?
You probably live with your family at this age. Have to earn my chops somewhat first. Or maybe... only some of these people are graduating this year, so he might be a year older, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Have to earn my chops somehow
I think Dean,
first.
I think Dean was part of the group that is graduating.
I'm not good at memorizing lists, so I will defer to anyone else. I nodded slowly. Not really getting it, but Dean seemed sure that that's what the correct move was. If earning his chops was what brought him to be out this way, then I'm thankful that's what allowed us to meet. I'm not sure what that meant. Does he mean he moved here to earn his chops? Is that? Huh.
I don't know.
When I looked to Sal, he seemed to be listening in, but as per usual didn't seem to be actively contributing to the conversation. What about you, Sal? Wrestling still your thing?
Yes. And no. Physical therapy is what I'm going into. Wrestling is a hobby.
What? Like wrestling on the TV? That sort?
Yeah.
I met Sal at the gym one night when I was working for a short stint to earn some cash. Turns out being a crocodile comes with a natural talent for submissions. Something to do with death rolls or something. I was about to make that same joke.
It's good exercise.
Bro, another kind of wrestling myself, if I'm being honest. But wow. If you know what I mean. But wow. Alright, so that's what he does all day, every day, is that joke. I could see Sal's jaw tighten despite Dean laughing off his own joke. I'll leave you guys to it? Dean removed his arm from my shoulders and saw me off with a wave, with Sal snapping his attention from Dean to me so he could do the same. I wandered back inside, checking out them options. Which one, Toaster? There's no right answers now.
Just, finish exploring.
No.
It's my protest vote.
Only wrong answer. You failed. Ground floor. I wandered into the dining room with the butler that the butler had pointed out to us before. The whole place seemed large, to the point that it almost seemed silly that the 7 of us were staying here. Well, 8 if you included the butler. Psst, Dave. I looked up from staring at the table to see a swirling door rock back and forth in the wake of a yellow tail disappearing behind it. Orlando? I found the kitchen! He gestured broadly, chest puffed out before returning to his normal half-slouch. It's got anything and everything you could hope for in way of ingredients, even the expensive stuff, too. I gave him a wry smile, unsure of what to make of this information. Caviar? Sure, but also saffron, truffles, basically anything you want. Cost isn't a factor here. Neat? Orlando huffed, a small tendril of smoke wafting from one of his nostrils. I may not have had caviar too much, but it doesn't interest me. There are better things to put in your mouth anyway. Like... No, I'm the bear. As he turned around to start looking at the pantry, listing off a bunch of things he'd suggest instead, I recognized a pattern. They were all baked goods. He was all about the baking, actually. Right from the day we met up until a week ago when he brought over some cookies from a supposed failed attempt. But Orlando's fails were still wild successes. His bread was the fluffiest from how warm his hands got when kneading, and his sweets were great too. I guess if you want to try caviar, it's there. At least it's, I guess, ready to go? Well, maybe. After all, mansion high life, mansion high life, when might I get another chance? Exactly! Mansion! Just maybe don't go shoveling into your mouth if you like it. It's expensive, and I don't think you could cover the bill easily. I don't think they have bill? I thought that was the premise. I guess you'll have to get some baking done to make me snacks. That got a laugh out of him, and I chuckled along too. Well, I was planning on using the space to keep my baking skills sharp. Have to keep my practice up if I want to run my own bakery someday. I looked around the kitchen, noticing that aside from the ingredients that Orlando had pulled out from the cupboard, there were snacks and sandwiches laid out. Are these? Orlando followed my finger as I pointed out the sandwiches. Oh, yeah. These were made by the butler. I think this is lunch. Should I grab everyone? They know where it is, although I think he might have underestimated how much we might eat. Unless he's hidden the actual lunch somewhere. Or he hasn't made it yet. There's that too. Maybe. I took a sandwich, looking around and taking a bite. Hey, Orlando. Are you the only one out here? Oh, honey, you're also out, remember? Because they're gay. Gay! No, I mean in the kitchen. Oh, right. I think I wasn't ready for him to say honey.
Yeah.
I think I saw Dean and Sal headed towards the pool while Roswell and Haas went upstairs. I nodded, taking another bite of my sandwich. Gonna keep exploring after you're finished with your sandwich? We're still a ways off dinner, so you still got some time to do that at least. Yeah, I might. Either that or nap. A nap? But you slept on the bus. Yeah, but time doesn't pass unless I'm asleep. That's how this game works. I don't know. Maybe I just need a little longer? You know, like baked goods. You sleep, put them in a little longer. Well, okay, but don't sleep too long or you won't sleep tonight. I wouldn't put it past Roswell to try and give you candy either, and that combination is just asking for trouble. I promise, I'll set an alarm to make sure I don't sleep through dinner. You're lucky this place is apparently it's a dinner bell. Still, set an alarm just in case. Gotcha. Orlando came in and gave me a quick hug before turning quickly to the pantry again. As for me, I'll hang out here and make sure Sal and Dean don't eat too many sandwiches when they finally show up. I'm less worried about Haas and Roswell eating them all. Just remember you're allowed to have fun exploring too. I will. Don't worry. I'll see you when it's time for dinner, or if you get bored looking around. Alrighty, see ya. With a wave, Orlando saw me off, and I made my way out to a side door. He's the sandwich sitter. He's the guardian of the sandwiches. It just comes naturally to dragons to just be the guardian of something. he's found his
to hoard them all.
He found his shrine spot. There we go. The first floor. The most logical starting point is our ending point. Wait, no, it's not. First floor is the second floor. Yeah, right.
Wait, really? Ground floor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, first floor means the upstairs.
Why the weird Britishism? It doesn't make sense.
Shit, I'm trying to remember. I think the developer is Australian. Did I remember that correctly?
I mean, regardless of where they're from, it's wrong and deviant, and they should fix it.
It really trips you up when you're used to the other one. Yeah, it's it breaks my brain a little bit. Whoa! I don't like this is the life thing. I don't like weird frames. I don't like.
What do you mean?
The frame is 80% of the space. It's weird. Why do people do that?
What frame are you talking? Are you talking
frames
about the pictures?
above the beds? Yeah, above the bed. They have those weird
you're
frames where it's a giant frame for a tiny picture. I don't like those.
No, the pictures are matted. They're matted in the frame. The frame isn't that big.
What? What do you mean by that?
They're on matting. Like the frame ends and then there's like patterned paper or like cardstock because the picture they're putting in the frame is smaller than the frame.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is I don't like the difference in size. I think that's dumb. I think the only should be a certain width between the edge of a picture and the edge of the frame. Like everything that's so bizarre looking whenever I see that. I'm like, don't do that. Stop.
Yeah.
It should look like those ones in the corner.
Though. That's what I'm saying. It's not the frame that's the issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's dumb. The frame's still too big. The frame is not literally 80% of the space, but the frame is 80%. It's like the picture is tiny within the frame.
That's why I was confused what you were describing. You were like, the frame is like 80%, and I didn't know where to look. They took a picture of a mirror, but you can't see the photographer. Is he a vampire?
I can't even commit to that. Can't even commit to this joke. It's like an Orlando line. The first floor was where all the bedrooms were, each one fitted with its own bathroom, and most, if not all, seemed to be furnished the same. It was almost like a hotel, really. A really strange hotel, given each room seemed to be set up for just a single person. Or maybe a few smaller people, given the size of the bed. Dean and Sal were easily the largest in our group, and the bed seemed to be made for people of their size. Not that I was complaining. The idea of space seemed great, if maybe a little lonely? I looked around in a few of the other ones that the brother had pointed out to us. For being off limits, they were easy enough to get into. Easy enough to get to, but not really well marked. But they were bare of even a bed, and I soon found myself returning to my own. My mind wandered towards Roswell, Haas, and Dean. The first two were small enough to consider bunking up, given the size of the beds, but maybe they just wanted the privacy. As for Dean, well, that was probably a better idea that we weren't sharing a bed just yet. I was still undecided about how fast I should be moving for someone that was looking for a proper date. Sleeping in the same bed seemed to have expectations. He's really struggling with this.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that the Dean's old-fashioned and needs a proper date, apparently, but also is coming onto him constantly as if like, hey, you want to just do it right now? Which...
yeah.
But I guess, what, you would call his bluff. Just do it. Just call his bluff.
Yeah.
He has to choose one of these two things because he can't keep going back and forth. I stepped out and looked over the banister, wondering where everyone else was. Orlando was likely still in the kitchen. Dean and Sal were probably still outside. Ty was likely still keeping to himself in the gym. I worried about him sometimes. Chances were that Roswell and Haas were still upstairs, but who knows where they went after that. I stretched, wondering what I should do next. We made it.
We did it. We're at the end of the list.
Mansion defeated. Check out next episode for level 2.